All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you today with a special event review. So we're going to Miami, Florida for the Combate Global Women's One-Night Strawweight Tournament, which they entitled Last Latina Standing. Brought in 8 ladies for a one-night tournament plus a reserve bout, and I'll tell you what, it ended up being a fun night of fights. Let's go ahead and get into the review. So starting off with the reserve bout, we had Camila Rivarola versus Caroline Gallardo. And this was, a good back and forth battle on the feet. Both had their moments in it, but it was the aggression and, like the meanness. I mean, just she was just mean of Gallardo that allowed her to pull through. And it went to the judges after the single round, and they saw it for Caroline Gallardo by split decision. Like I said, just that, certain fighters have like a meanness to them that, really allows them to pour it on at times, and Rivarola just lacked it compared to Gallardo. So then we move into the tournament proper, and the first quarterfinal bout was between Karen Sedillo and Claire Lopez. And I was looking forward to this one because, Lopez was the only ground-based fighter in the tournament. And early on, there was a slip off of a high kick by Sedillo that took her to the ground, and it really allowed Lopez to take advantage. After that, she started, using her ground and pound. She advanced for positions and hunted for subs all the way to the end of the single round fight, and it allowed Claire Lopez to win by decision. Nice show of ground skills there by Claire Lopez, and nice way to take advantage of the situation. Then we move on to the second quarterfinal bout between Paulina Vargas and Claire Diaz. And, the commentators kept saying that, Diaz was kind of seen as the favorite in this bout, and I didn't see it at all. And it really didn't show up too much in the fight either. Vargas, she dropped Diaz with punches on 2 separate occasions. Now, Diaz had some control on the ground in between that, but Vargas was able to get back up after that, and that's when she was able to drop her the second time. And, that the groundwork by Diaz, it just wasn't enough in my eyes, to outweigh the big knockdowns by Paulina Vargas at all. Just really nice, crisp boxing there by Paulina Vargas. It went to the judges, and I guess one of them was swayed by the groundwork of Claire Diaz, but the split decision went to Paulina Vargas, who moved on. Then we moved on to the third quarterfinal bout between Crusader and Yahaira Cunningham, and where 2 big takedowns and some control time on top, they were really big for Crusader there. Later on in the bout, when Yahaira Cunningham was on the feet, she tried to come on aggressively, coming forward with some punching combinations, but Adames, she then clinched to slow down the momentum of Cunningham there. And this one ended up going to the judges as well, and they all saw it for Crusader, who moved on to the semifinals. Then we have the fourth and final quarterfinal bout, Yasmin Aragui taking on Stephanie Frausto. And wow, this was an amazing fight here. It really showed what was going to happen in the rest of the tournament. The aggression and hand speed of Yasmin Aragui was just too much for Frausto. Frausto, she tried to apply her kicks and create some distance, but like I said, it was the hand speed, but also the superior range control of Yasmin Aragui just really overwhelmed Stephanie Frausto. And, like the other 3 quarterfinal bouts, this one did go to decision, and it was an obvious Yasmin Aragui win. So she was the final quarterfinalist to move on. Then we moved on to the first semifinal bout, which saw Paulina Vargas taking on Claire Lopez. Now, surprisingly, here it was the grappler Lopez who outpunched the boxer in Paulina Vargas on the feet. And as soon as she was able to get Vargas, off balance a little bit with her punches, Lopez went for an easy double leg takedown. Now, Vargas was able to reverse it, get back to her feet, but again, Lopez outpunched Vargas on the feet, went for an easy takedown. This time she was able to fight her way to the back of Paulina Vargas and sunk in the rear naked choke, eventually getting the tap out for the first finish of the night by rear naked choke for Claire Lopez, who moved on to the finals, punched her ticket there. Then we moved on to the second semifinal bout, this time with Yasmin Aragui taking on Crusader Adames. And Adames, she punched her way in early for an early takedown, but Aragui, she was able to fight her way back up and she worked to eventually separate. And then as Adames, she tried to punch her way in to get to tie up again, but Aragui, she was able to land some punches on Adames that stunned her and back her up to the fence, and from there she was just able to really trap her along the fence. And as Crusader Adames, she tried to move along the fence to get out, but Aragui followed her, and eventually Aragui just really started throwing on the punches that forced Adames to just cover up, and the referee decided he saw enough. For your winner by TKO and punching her way to the finals, Yasmin Aragui. So then we moved on to the final of the tournament, the final bout of the night. There was a men's bout which went all the way to decision between that, which gave the ladies in the final bout, a nice bit of a break there, which was nice to see. But in the finals, we had Yasmin Aragui taking on Claire Lopez. Lopez, interestingly, the only non-Latin American fighter in the tournament. She's actually from France and fighting out of the United Kingdom. But so anyway, into this final bout. Both fighters threw good combos. There was a takedown by Lopez, but Aragui got right back up. And then, Lopez kept going for it, but eventually Aragui was able to, just back her up off of her. From there was some dirty boxing by Aragui on the fence, mixed in some punches, some elbows, and some knees. But eventually, Aragui, she separated and just started pouring on the punches. I mean, she just really poured on those punches until Claire Lopez, she covered up and just kind of, dropped down to the ground. The referee saw it. He had enough, giving the win to Yasmin Aragui via first round TKO. Now, this was the only bout that went for potential 3 rounds. Every other bout was every other bout was a single round, no matter what. This one could have gone on potential 3, and still we had a first round finish. Really nice to see there. So your winner of this tournament and big winner of the night, 22-year-old Yasmin Aragui, youngest fighter in the tournament, came in one of the least experienced as well. She was 5-0, came in, stayed undefeated. Really nice win there by Yasmin Aragui. I'll tell you what, on the feet, she is going to be a problem for probably anybody in the strawweight division. Her punching speed, her combinations, her aggressiveness. Yasmin Aragui is and I don't like to use this phrase because I think it gets overused, but Yasmin Aragui is a problem on the feet in the strawweight division. So there you have it, the Combate Global Last Latina Standing Tournament, my little review there. So I do have a couple notes though. First off, I thought every fight in this tournament, from the reserve bout all the way through to the finals, was very fun. There wasn't a single boring fight here. Also, a nice finish rate too, 37.5% finish rate. Not bad for a strawweight tournament. I think that this tournament did Combate Global a lot of good because now it has like a set hierarchy for their strawweight division. If they wanted to do like some, internal rankings, even if unofficial, it now gives their matchmakers okay, we'll put the finalists up here, the semifinalists here, quarterfinalists down here, and then they can work some matchups from there. So really nice way for them to figure out where the future of the division is going to go here for matchmaking. Big note, Combate Global obviously has a young star in the making with Yasmin Aragui. Just her fighting style, her aggressiveness, her hunting for the finish, all of that alone is enough to make her a potential young star. However, they should not just shelve Claire Lopez, because one thing Combate does, they try to bring in as many strikers, swine and bang, stand and fight fighters as they can. They don't bring in too many good grapplers, but Claire Lopez is a good example of a grappler who goes for the finish. They could definitely do a lot with a fighter like Claire Lopez. So they should definitely not shelve her. She's another potential star there, and really would diversify that strawweight division as well. Next thing, what is next for Yasmin Aragui? Well, they kind of hinted at the end that they are likely going to potentially match her up with the current Combate Global strawweight champion Melissa Supermelly Martinez. Now, Martinez has not fought since 2019. I believe that was in... Let me look it up here real quick. So Supermelly last fought in December of 2019. So it is coming up on 2 years. She was supposed to fight in March of 2020, but obviously that got canceled due to, well, I think everyone knows why. But that should make for a good matchup, really exciting stand-up, swine and bang fight there between two very fast, very excellent strikers. If that fight gets made, I'm very much looking forward to it. So there you have it, all of my thoughts on the Combate Global Last Latina Standing one-night strawweight tournament. Now, if you want to watch the replay on this, you can. In the U.S., you can sign up on, Paramount Plus, free for 7 days. So if all you want to do is sign up to watch a tournament, you can sign up for it, watch the tournament, watch it again, and then cancel your Paramount Plus subscription. That's probably what I'm going to do. I just signed up for it to watch this tournament. Probably not going to keep it. I can watch the other events, Combate events, for free on the Univision app. But if you want to watch this whole tournament with English language commentary, you can just go to ParamountPlus.com or download the app on your phone or tablet or what have you. Anyway, go ahead and watch this tournament if you haven't. Come back, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, if you like the video, please give it a like, share it as well. That's how the channel helps grow. And go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.